Doctor, is there anything you'd like to add from your testimony today, sir?
Dr. William George declined to answer questions outside the inquiry. Inside, he was peppered about what he did do, or more specifically, what he didn't do.
Do you think that you missed anything that you ought to have discovered when doing this death investigation?
No.
George was adamant there was no need to dig deeper into the death of James Silcox, a resident of this long-term care home who died suddenly back in 2007.
Did it occur to you that it could be intentional harm?
There was nothing to suggest that.
Former nurse Elizabeth Wettlaufer has since admitted to killing Silcox with a lethal injection of insulin. Yet George determined the death was the result of complications from a fall and no autopsy would be needed.
It appears that Dr. George had a predisposition to thinking that healthcare practitioners could never harm the residents that they take care of.
By 2014, 6 more of Wettlaufer's patients had died suddenly at the same facility. Maureen Pickering was one of them. Her blood sugar levels crashed unexpectedly. Her death was deemed worth looking into by a doctor who had tried to save her. The inquiry heard that about 90 minutes after being told that Pickering had died, George determined it wasn't a case for the coroner and that no autopsy would be needed.
Do you think you should have investigated this death?
No,
Why not?
because the death was foreseeable and expected.
Susan Fraser calls the doctor's testimony astonishing.
Astonishing in terms of the lack of reflection about his role in this and his findings, which have proven to be wrong.
The inquiry is expected to hear from another key witness in the coming days. A representative of the College of Nurses of Ontario will be asked to explain why the college didn't suspend Wettlaufer's license back in 2014. That's when the care home Wettlaufer worked for fired her, claiming she'd become a danger to her patients. John Lancaster, CBC News, St. Thomas, Ontario.